two of the best gigs we did in America over the years was one was on the WOMAD tour we did with Peter Gabriel, Burundi drummers, Jar Wobble. I think Sinead was on that, and some was Lenny Kravitz, some was Ziggy Marley, and we did one in. It was like a free concert in Golden Gate Park, and I think it was about 500,000 people there, and that was incredible. In fact, that whole tour was great because they'd rotate the bands around, apart from obviously Peter Gabriel and Lenny, but most bands were just rotated around. They weren't headlining or whatever. So it felt like a really, like a fair, kind of, you got a fair crack of the audience. And I thought that worked, it worked really well. And then we did this other one in RFK Stadium in, where is that? Washington.
Yeah,
Washington, D.C., yeah.
It was for a radio station, their anniversary kind of thing, and
HFS.
WHFS.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, and to be honest, we didn't really know anything about it before we got there. You know what I mean? It's one of those where you're like, oh yeah, there's this gig there, and it turns out it's in like this stadium and stuff, and it was like the gig was incredible, and the audience just went off. And it just felt like the best, like one of the best vibes ever. Yeah. It's like sometimes it just happens like that.
That's a pleasant.
You see pictures, and it looks kind of pretty crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, you have. Well, we do know you have one big festival show, which is Cruel World in May.
Exactly.
There's nothing else surrounding that, and it's like 50,000 plus people there. So you got something big planned there. What inspired you to say, oh yeah, we'll do this? What?
Well, I think we got a new manager, and before that we were self-managed for a long time. We'd had a few managers along the way, but we were just like, nah, get out here. And then we got an email from this guy called Alan McGee saying, oh, do you want me to manage you? And we'd sort of seen him around because he was like managing the Happy Mondays, and we'd done quite a few gigs with the Mondays. And it's not exactly, because he kind of manages mostly guitar bands really, which isn't necessarily the scene that we're kind of in, but we thought we'd give it a go. And anyway, along the way he said, oh look, I've talked to this guy, this agent, and he thought he could, be into getting a few shows. And he came up with that one to start with. And then he came up with a bunch of others. And we just thought, yeah, let's test it out. So really, it's an open book. If it all kind of goes well and we enjoy it, then, who knows what could happen.